Well, I am not very angry today, but I definitely have a lot to talk about. Funny stuff this time. I'm not pissed at anybody, okay? I actually have some funny stories, so I thought I would talk to you a little bit while I am building the new Sega Genesis controller Lego set with the Sonic the Hedgehog back. So, I actually was working on a bigger set. I have set the bigger set aside along with the instructions and the pieces because I am very eager to build this. And I also had a friend who was like, hey, did you build the set? And I was like, no, I'm actually working on another set right now. And then he goes, how come? And I was like, you know what? He's right. Why am I not building the Sega Genesis controller first? So, go ahead, giving it open. It's not a very big set, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I shouldn't be mixing it up with everything else I have on the table. But today I wanted to tell you about my Keurig. So my spouse and I, especially my spouse, is a huge coffee drinker, and we just got a massive Keurig machine, one of the really big ones. It's not one of the little scrawny ones. It's not one of the, oh, it's a cute baby blue. Oh, this one's, it's pink, you know, it's got the Sabrina Carpenter look. No, this is like, it looks almost like industrial Keurig, you know. It looks like I'm here to drink a freaking coffee. That's what it looks like, right? It's been great. It's genuinely changed our lives, and it's only been like 2 or 3 days. My spouse has probably had a good 10 cups of coffee already. But because we got the Keurig and stuff, we've been on a super big coffee kick, right? And now we're buying a lot of coffee stuff. So I'm talking like syrups, these like barista oat milks, they like froth up better or whatever. And then another big thing that I got just today was, so it's like a can of whipped cream, but it's cold foam, a cold foam creamer. So not only does it have that amazing cold foam texture, but it also has this amazing flavor of a creamer. It's like a good 2-in-1. It's a pumpkin pie spice flavored, absolutely delicious. I'm already obsessed with it. But the thing is, now okay, hold on. Me working on my first piece, but I'm like, I have so much to say. I have so much to say. All right, now if you're not watching me, watch me for just 1 second. So I have, oh God, pretend this is a mug cup, okay? I have my mug, okay? I have my coffee in there. I spray my little cold foam on top. Ooh, it looks so soft and yummy. I take a sip, okay? I take a sip. For some reason, the cold foam stays in place even when I'm tipping it over. It just stays flat, basically. And all I get is coffee. I don't understand. It's probably like gravity and like physics or whatever, but like the coffee just slides under the cold foam, even though I want a bit of cold foam and the coffee, obviously. So you know what I was doing in the kitchen? This is the only thing I could think of, okay? I have my Pikachu mechanical pencil, and I also have my Aqua Beads dropper here. Take a pair of chopsticks. And I'm like slurping. I'm like moving the cold foam and like shoveling it into my mouth with a pair of chopsticks. And I was like, this is so wrong, but it's like, I can't figure out what to do. So if you have any tips, any tricks, if you're a coffee and cold foam lover and you have come across that issue, definitely let me know. What do you do? Does a container, a cup with maybe like a lid help? Maybe that'll help. I do have lidded cups, but I just got it today, so let's see. Let me actually get started on my build. I'm seeing a lot of black, and I can also see a lot of blue and green, some tan colors, so it looks like we're also going to be building that back of the controller here too. Exciting. I've been applying for jobs because I really want a full-time position. I haven't had a full-time position in like 2.5 years. And I'm like, I am ready for a full-time position. Yes, I need more money for my Lego sets. I was also like, you know, Christmas is coming up. Like, I really want to have a little bit more financial freedom, getting gifts for people. Also, it would just help with like paying the bills and stuff too. Of course. Ooh. So good colors in here. I like the variation. But I just applied for a place like last Thursday, and I'm like, why haven't they called me back yet? Do they not like me? I also applied for a few part-time positions. I got offers for both of them, but the pay was so low. Oh my gosh. And I feel really bad because there are places that I would love to work at, but I was just like, man, I don't think I can do the pay, you know. Is this... No, I'm not building this incorrectly already, am I? No. Let me make sure I actually dumped all the pieces out. The pieces out. I will say, so Lego has been trying to switch over to paper bags. The paper bags are so much better, dude. Don't listen to the haters who are like, the plastic bags are better. Maybe aesthetically, but the paper bags prevent Lego pieces from getting stuck as much compared to the plastic ones. Ooh, okay, actually, I thought I was tripping, but it's a little bit of just a color error here. That's why the greens and blues look so different. That's pretty common when it comes to Lego instructions, to be honest. But regarding the chopstick situation with the coffee and the cold foam, I was reminding myself of my Japanese grandma. Now, one time, this is really funny, okay? One time, me, her, and two of her friends in Japan went to an Italian restaurant. All three of them are obviously very, very Japanese ladies. They're older ladies. We all got pastas. I was very excited to eat it. I think we all got spaghetti and stuff. And it's very common in Japan to eat pasta with chopsticks, right? I'll admit chopsticks are actually very useful in a lot of different cuisines, including Italian cuisine. So we were all using chopsticks, but what got me, okay, what freaking got me was we all get our pastas, and then I just instantly hear all three of them, the freaking spaghetti! I was like, no, you don't do that with spaghetti, no! I was trying so hard to make sure not to burst out laughing, because I was about to laugh really hard. Oh, I was telling my mom about it after too, and she's like, oh God. But you know, when you're older, what are you gonna do, right? You're just gonna do what you know and whatever works, I guess. Let's see here. Okay. There we go. This is how it's looking so far. You know what? I'm already starting to kind of see the shape of the controller, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty cool. Oh, by the way, lots of stickers. Look at that. That branding, the Sega stickers there. Mega Drive control pad. Oh yeah, Japan, UK, US. Okay, I didn't know that there were 3 different versions of the controllers. I just thought there were 2. I just thought it was US and Japan. I didn't know UK had its own thing too. But I don't know. I've never actually played on a Sega Genesis. I'm a little bit too young for it. Not trying to sound like a Gen Z or being like, oh yeah, I'm just so young. But yeah, I am genuinely a little bit too young for that. I don't know if every generation, I feel like I talk about generational stuff all the time, but I don't know if every generation goes through this or if it's just Gen Z right now. Every time I have worked with like an 18-year-old, I swear to God, every other conversation, they are dropping their age. And I'm like, girl, I don't care. Respectfully. And I don't know if it's every 18-year-old that does that, like ever in history, regardless of, you know, whether you're Gen Z or not. I don't remember doing that. I feel like I used to be ashamed of being like, you know, on the younger side at work or whatever. But, seems like a brag to some people, their age. But here's the thing, okay? Listen, being young is great. Absolutely. But everyone ages, you know? You're not going to be young forever. So being young It's definitely not a flex. It's not. Oh, man. It's gonna kill you, dude. It's gonna kill you when you age. You're not gonna be ready for that train to come. Oh my gosh, we're starting to build part of that, like, Green Hill Zone style thing here. I love it. Chopsticks are really useful for just about anything. You know, my spouse still can't use chopsticks. It's very shocking. And he eats Japanese food, obviously. So it's like, oh, interesting. I've tried forcing him to learn and stuff, but it just has not worked. And you know what? I've accepted it. But I'm just saying, you know, if you can't use chopsticks, I'm telling you, as someone who can use both, I think a lot of people can, but chopsticks are pretty goated. They're pretty freaking goated. One time, my spouse was like, how can you, like, cut stuff up with a chopstick? Like, you know, you take a fork and you turn it to the side and you can kind of slice into stuff. And I was like, of course chopsticks can do that. And I showed him how to do it. And he was like, ugh. Actually, I don't know if that was his full reaction, but that in my head, that's how I imagine he reacted. He was like, no way, that's crazy. And I'm like, uh-huh. Chopsticks are fun too. I do a lot of, I mean, you can do a lot of customizing. I have Pikachu chopsticks, you know. For adults, they're not kid-sized. Ooh, I'm loving some of the building techniques of this one. This is actually really cool. Here we go. So we're using slope pieces there for that background. Let me show you real fast, actually. So you can see this is one of the curved pieces, and it just fits right into that slope piece right there, that curved slope piece. Dang, that looks good. I have another friend. I know race doesn't have to do with anything. It's just it's gonna make this funnier. Okay, he's white. He's white. He's from Idaho. He's great. I love him. Best friend. Love him. He can use chopsticks really well, you know, and I've complimented him on it. I swear to God. I swear to God. Okay. He is probably taking my compliment and running with it. I swear. I believe that he is going out, you know, using chopsticks at a restaurant. No big deal, no big deal. But I feel like he's sometimes like, well, my Japanese friend said I was really good at using this utensil, actually. That I hold it pretty well, you know. I will say some people hold chopsticks so wrong. I am dumbfounded as to how they can grab anything with them, but some people do it, you know. If it works, I guess it's fine. Don't let my grandma see it, though. My grandma will not be happy if she sees you holding chopsticks a little bit funky. My best friend, though, he's great. Don't get me wrong. He's literally so great. But he's the type of person, I just know that when he goes to, like, some restaurant, he wants to be able to order like the most authentic thing on the menu. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If he's watching, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't come at me. I think it's funny. It's a cool character trait. You order something off of the menu. Yeah, I'll take the samosas here, please. The restaurant manager walks out. That is our most authentic item on our menu. Amazing. He shakes your hand. You feel great. You feel like you're part of that culture. Oh. You know, I really wish there were good Japanese restaurants here. Unfortunately, there are really not any. I live in Idaho. You know, I love Idaho. I've said this many times. Don't get me wrong. Because whenever you say any little thing about, oh, well, you know, like Idaho just, we don't have like Japanese restaurants. There will be people who are like, oh, well, then why are you living here? Why don't you go to California then? I'm not from California. I'm not going back to California. Yeah, I'm not from there. I like Idaho, okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I wish I could open up a cool business or something, but that someone else will do it. Not me. Someone else will do it. You know, they got it. What am I talking about? It's pretty late at night, so I might be saying some odd things. Wow, this looks really good. So there actually is a little Sonic there doing his little spin move, going around there in the arch. It's looking really cute. I love it. I love it. They're actually utilizing the printed calculator 1x1 tile here. I like it. Ooh, and the palm trees, of course. We need palm trees. The Sonic trees are just so iconic. I love drawing the palm trees. Had to get a drink there. It's getting thirsty. Today I had a really good day though. I hung out with my spouse and my brother. We went out for brunch. We did it just a couple of weeks ago too, to the same brunch place. There's a really good place where I live. There's a couple of them. It's actually a chain, little brunch place around here. But we went to it. It is so funny, like, how different people eat. My spouse eats so freaking fast, you wouldn't think he's chewing his food. No disrespect. And then my brother is the opposite. He takes so long eating his food. Holy. We were there, and this was the same thing last time when we went to that same brunch place, where we were just sitting there waiting for him to finish his plate for like 15 minutes. And it's fine. It's, you know, we're just like hanging out, talking and stuff. And I've heard it's actually very healthy to take your time when you're eating. You know, lots of chewing. Good signals to the brain or whatever. That's something I've heard. He also eats a lot. He eats a lot. You know, that's... I mean, I love that because I love it when people are able to eat a lot because I'm like, oh, man, it must be so fun to feed them, you know? Like, when you make good food and they eat a lot of it, you feel good about it. You're like, oh, yeah, the food is good. But we both ordered, my brother and I both ordered the chicken fried steak, and it came with eggs and hash brown and all these sides. You know, I got French toast. You got these biscuits and gravy and stuff. I couldn't finish all of my steak. I couldn't finish all my French toast. The waiter came by. They were like, oh, you want me to get the plate? My brother's like, oh, no, I'll finish it. He's like my personal food disposal, you know. The thing in the sink that's like, that's what he is. Or a trash can. He's kind of like a trash can too. He's like, no, I'll eat that. And then he just like gets it all off the plate onto his plate, you know. That's great though. Less food waste, honestly. That's good. With me though, like when I get full, I'm like, all right, I'm going to stop eating because I'm going to feel like shit for the rest of the day. And I hate that. I don't want to feel that, you know. I feel like that gives me a negative association with food anyway. So it's great to have a guy like him around. Also with that brunch place, I also really like them because they always have the, I think it's the Cholula hot sauce is what it's called. They have the regular one, and then they also have the jalapeno and green pepper one, I think. It is so good. Oh my god. It's like I'm eating hot sauce with a side of hash brown, dude. It's so good. I drench that stuff. Oh, this is really coming together. Come on, get in there. Clip in there, buddy. There we go. There we go. Look at that. How cute does that look? Oh my gosh. I'm kind of obsessed with this. This is a really cool design. Still trying to figure out why this, like, collab happened. Not complaining, though. All right. I think we are on to bag number 2. So bag number 2 should be the whole front of the controller, all of the buttons and all that. I'm using all the stickers. We still do need to use some of those stickers on the back of the controller too. So. Yeah, this is just 2 bags. It's a smaller set, but it's a good one. A lot of the times with LEGO gifts with purchases, you have to buy like specific themes to get a certain gift with purchase. But with this one, it was any theme. You could buy anything you wanted as long as you hit that price point. You would get it. Those are my favorite gifts with purchases, of course, because then I can just buy whatever I want. I have, like, for no reason, purchased Disney Lego sets just because there was, like, a Disney gift with purchase that I really wanted. And I'm not a Disney fan. I mean, casual Disney fan, you know. Like, I don't go out of my way to get Disney stuff. But there was this one gift with purchase where I was like, oh man, the light brick in there is so cool. Like, I actually really like some of the stuff in the set. So I felt like I had to get it. And then I got like 2 big Disney sets out of nowhere. Casual Disney fan. What even is my favorite Disney movie? Can I even think of a Disney movie? I always forget. Is Cars Disney? I know it's Pixar, but I've always felt a little bit weird about the Pixar Disney thing where I'm not really sure exactly what is what. If Cars is a Disney movie, I love Cars. When I was growing up, Cars was my favorite thing ever. Came out in the 2nd grade. Went to theater to watch it. Good movie. Besides that, you know, I like a lot of the classics. I like Pinocchio. Name one other Disney movie challenge. Impossible. What? There's some princess movie. Little Mermaid. I like Little Mermaid. Aladdin. Oh, man. Aladdin was something because it's like both Aladdin and Jasmine. When I was a kid, I was like, ooh. Both of them. And then as I get older, I'm like, you know, Jafar's a freak, but I feel like I can kind of see something in him now. I don't know. It's a whole situation. You know, I say this, my spouse and I talk about this a lot. I am so glad. Oh, this is going to be, oh man, I hate to say this in front of everybody. I am just so glad Zootopia didn't come out when I was a kid because I might have ended up a furry, bro. Are you kidding? Nick Wilde. Oh my god. Whatever. Shh, settle down. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, imagine if in 2nd grade, instead of going to watch Cars in theater, I went and watched Zootopia in theater. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, I was born in the wrong time or whatever. I was born in the right time where I have Zootopia in my life. I'm not that obsessed with Zootopia, but, I'm glad that it exists in my lifetime, but I'm glad that I was already an adult when it came out. I'm pretty sure I was already 18 when it came out, so it wasn't like this life-changing thing where... I think I'm going to end that there. Cars is just a movie where it doesn't really make you freaky. It's cars, you know, they're vehicles. Obviously, you know, we've all seen that guy from, I think, My Strange Addiction or something, but, you know. Mega Drive control. Okay, which one should I do? So I can choose Japanese, UK, US. Can I be honest? The US one wins by far. Are you kidding me? This is not even a competition. These right here. That right there, dude. That right there obviously looks the best. The other two are cute. They're fine, but yeah, this one wins, dude. This one. But I'm glad you have options. That's pretty cool. I didn't even realize, though, that they actually had completely different logos and stuff, too. It's very interesting. When I was a kid, I was I think I've mentioned this. I was also obsessed with the Star Wars prequels, you know. It was just my time period for sure. I'm like, these are the best movies I've ever seen. Oh my god. And then you grow up and you're like, wow, those were ass. They were really bad movies. What the hell is up with Jar Jar Binks? Listen, I don't hate the character, but not the best movie out there, that's for sure. There we go. Oh my god, this looks so cool. I love that it actually fits perfectly in my tiny baby man hands, dude. This is great. So I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm really dainty and so small the wind could blow me away, but I'm pretty small. I frequently do have moments where I'm like, holy shit, I am small, you know, but today was definitely one where I picked up a mug cup, like with the ones that have lids on it. I grabbed it from the top shelf and I was like, where the hell's the lid? It's not in here. And then my spouse was like, it's right there. It's literally right there. And I was like, it's not there. What are you talking about? He comes over, squats down kind of towards my level, and he's like, oh, holy shit, you can't see it. I'm like, god damn it. This sucks. Yeah, I feel really small, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's really funny, though. I still do make fun of people for being short, even especially if they're shorter than me. Then I'm like, I finally got someone I can pick on, you know. But even if they're taller than me, if I'm like, well, they're shorter than average, I'm like, oh yeah, well, I can, you know, take shots at him. It's the manlet rage, dude. It just comes to me naturally. Small men get angry. I would say I'm actually pretty chill. I'm pretty chill. I will say, I know that my friend that was in this situation is listening. I'm pretty sure they are listening. So hello, if you are listening. When we worked together, if you remember, my friend and I worked at the same place together. And I think my friend is like, I swear to God, they're like 6'3" or something, like really tall, right? And like every dude at the place we worked at was like, yeah, I'm 6 feet tall. Yeah, I'm 6 feet tall. Oh yeah, I'm 6 feet tall. And like they would go out of their way to say that they're 6 feet tall, right? And I'd always be like, are they actually 6 feet tall? They don't look 6 feet tall. I know at least on one occasion, my friend who was actually 6'3", okay? Which firstly, you know they're tall because at first they thought they were 6'2", and then they measured themselves, and then they were like, oh, I'm actually 6'3". They started like walking by closer to our coworkers to do a quick little height comparison, you know? And we'd be like, yeah, that guy's not 6 feet. Are you kidding? He's not 6 feet. All these dudes out here are gaslighting me, okay? I know I'm tiny. I know I'm small, but I'm not that small. I'm not that small. I know when someone is 6 feet tall, okay? Just because you're taller than me doesn't mean that you're automatically 6 feet tall. You're not 6 feet tall. I know when someone is 6 feet tall. I'm about 5'2.5" on a good day, I would say. When the moon's gravity is pulling the tides just right, or whatever. Yeah. Coping. I think I might actually be like 5'2" and maybe a quarter, but I could be wrong. Which I feel like my friend who is like the 6'3" friend, I feel like when me and you stand next to each other, we look crazy. Because you literally have over a foot above me. That's crazy. And we're the same species. Yeah, one of us has mutations, right? I don't know. Probably you. Probably not me. I think I'm what a standard human's supposed to look like, right? Were humans even meant to be that tall? Because, like, when you look back, well, maybe a lot of people were just malnourished back in the day. Never mind. I was gonna say, when you look back, you know, when archaeologists, like, dig up some old skeleton, they're like, oh, this was a full-grown man and he was freaking 4 foot something, you know? And you're like, oh, wow. They were all smaller back then. Like, maybe we were meant to be that small, you know? I was actually meant to be the giant of everybody. I was meant to be the giant at 5'2". Yeah. You know it's bad when your 100% full Japanese mother is taller than you by a few inches. You're just like, what happened? This is not what was supposed to happen. There we go. I once went out on a date with a girl and she was like, I thought you would be taller. And I was like, oh. That was pretty awkward. The good thing, though, is that since I'm a shorter person, I can always spot a short guy, especially in, like, K-pop music videos. I like K-pop, okay? Don't come at me! I like BTS! Stan Jungkook, Stan J-Hope. I really like Jungkook and J-Hope. They're so cute. But anyway, whenever I'm watching, like, music videos, I can instantly, it doesn't matter if they have stuff in their shoes, it doesn't matter if the angle is just right so that they look taller. I'm like, that guy's my height. I'm like, yeah, he's like 5'3", 100%. I can spot it from a mile away. And there are some guys, you know, in the K-pop world who are genuinely really tall, like over 6 feet tall and stuff. But there are also quite a few that are pretty short. And I think their companies, you know, they feel like they have to lie about it to appeal to everybody. Which I feel like they don't have to, you know. It's okay being short. There's nothing wrong with that. You can still look awesome. But yeah, I used to be really obsessed with Big Bang back when I was in high school. That's when they were pretty big. And some of those members, they're pretty short. They're pretty short. You can tell. Holy, this is coming together beautifully. Oh my God. Look at that. Dang, that is cool. I feel like, you know, whether someone lies about their height or not, says a lot about that person. You know, I'm not gonna say what it says about that person, but it says something. It says something. Get in there. You know, if you're confident, that's what matters the most. Ooh, time to put the stickers on the buttons, the ABC stickers here. And it looks like you do get extra tiles, so you can use the stickers on, or you can use all of the stickers, and you can switch out the labels and stuff if you want to, which is pretty cool. This is supposed to be slightly diagonal, right? Okay, yeah. I want to make sure to make these buttons look right. Oh, I hope that's good. Yeah, never grew up with a Sega Genesis. Never had a single Sega console. I mean, a lot of them didn't even last long. Kind of known for breaking down and stuff. Not super popular, too. I didn't have an older brother or nothing. So, yeah, my first console was the original Game Boy from, like, the late 80s, early 90s era. But that was literally just a pass down from my dad who had it. And then my actual, like, first console, I'm pretty sure it's the DS Lite. But I know... I don't know when we got our Xbox 360. But our Xbox 360 was, like, our main home console, and then I had a DS Lite. My brother also had a DS Lite, and then we also did get like a Wii and stuff a little bit later. But yeah, I might have the dates mixed up, but those were some of my first consoles. DS Lite, PictoChat, pretty goated. Good system, dude. You know, I actually have no idea where my freaking DS Lite is. I have my 3DS, and it doesn't really matter because, like, I have my DS games. That obviously works on the 3DS, so it doesn't matter if I have my DS Lite or not. It must be at my parents' house. I swear to God, it's over there somewhere. Yeah, I bet my mom stole it. She freaking stole it. I do hear about those kids where it's like, I went to college, came back, my mom sold everything. Oh, that's brutal, dude. I'm sorry your mom doesn't like you. Damn. Thankfully, I moved out... Oh, how old was I? I'm trying to do math in my head. It was 2019. Probably like 21. So I was still in the middle of college, so I was able to just up and move everything. I was like, I'm not coming back, you know. I just went in and moved in with my grandpa. But I took everything with me. Everything. Except my DS Lite, obviously. Sheesh. Okay. Putting on the little grass stickers here. I'll at least have to see if my brother somehow has his DS Lite somewhere, because I would love to have a DS Lite in my collection. I had the silver DS Lite, and I do remember he had the blue one, and both are pretty cool. Both are good colors. For the most recent Nintendo console, the Nintendo Switch 2, I did get it on release day. I had so many friends being like, don't get it! No, don't get it! Don't get it! And I was like, listen, man, I play on my Nintendo Switch probably like 4 hours a day. Maybe less. You know, once I get a full-time job, it'll probably go down to like 2 or 3 hours a day. But whenever I have like a part-time job or something, you know, I'm gaming a lot. I was like, if I am putting that many hours into this console, I am going to absolutely update it. And I'm so glad I did, because oh man, it works so much better than the OG Nintendo Switch. I'm like, how did I even play on the Switch one? Like, that's how I feel. But I'm really hoping they come out with more actual cute Joy-Con colors, because right now they're so boring. When you stick the Joy-Cons into the console, you can't really see the color well, the red and blue, you know? And that's what I really liked about the Nintendo Switch 1, was how colorful it was. Every Joy-Con's a different color, and they kept releasing different colors and stuff. I loved it. I love customization. Yeah, I see a lot of people being like, oh yeah, not getting the Switch 2. My Switch 1's just sitting here collecting dust, has been for 4 years, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. But don't complain about the Switch 2, because there are people like me who really like it. And I'm not trying to defend Nintendo. I know it's like a multi-billion-dollar company and stuff, you know, but I'm a big console player. I had a friend who was like, well, just get the Steam Deck. And I'm like, I'm not getting the Steam Deck, bro. I already have a gaming PC. I have a gaming PC. You know what's collecting dust in my house? My gaming PC. That I built, that we built. That my spouse built. I mostly use my gaming PC for volunteer work video chats. That is like legit my main purpose of my gaming PC, which is such a waste. So I was like, brother, I ain't getting this Steam Deck. No. I'm literally never gonna use it, bro. And that's fine. To each their own, you know. I know a lot of people love the Steam Deck. It seems really good, actually. It's just not for me. That's totally fine. Oh my gosh, am I finished? Am I almost finished? Got just one more page left or something here. Okay, there we go. Feeling a little bit iffy about the display stand. Let me go ahead and show you what we are working with here. So, here is the controller itself. I am not gonna lie. This looks freaking awesome, dude. This looks beautiful. In the back here, we got the little Sonic the Hedgehog scene there. You know, this red roller skate thing, is that supposed to be crab meat? Or is that something else? It looks like it's supposed to be crab meat, right? Could be wrong. And then the display stand here is this little seesaw situation. Now, I don't know how I feel about this one. So the green is on the front, which is supposed to be the back, just like that. So you can display it. But yeah, it feels pretty sturdy here, actually. I'm not a big fan of the bright red here. I feel like it looks a little bit too distracting compared to the completely black controller. I feel like the red really doesn't match the back either. So I might make my own stand for this, honestly. But the controller itself is freaking awesome. I mean, it literally fits in my hand perfectly. Again, I've never played around with the Sega Genesis, okay? A little bit too young for that. However, I would imagine this is legit just about the size of the actual controller. I am very happy about that. And yeah, extra tiles and stuff for the extra stickers in case you want to swap it out for one of the other variations. But that is my build for today. That is also my rambling for today. I really hope that you enjoyed. I will see you in the next video.